can share it.
Oh, it's starting now. Um, Hi, this is Dr. Angelica Underwood, and we are an Empresarios Latinx, and you will find me on my timeline. For those of you that are watching, I am excited to be here because today's topic is, have you ever been like flirting with the thought and the idea of writing a book, and yet you haven't done it? Well, today with me, I have Ragne Sinkas. She is an amazing lady with Starpreneurs and with the Women World Conference and Awards. So thank you, Ragne, for being here with me. And I'm so happy to have you here.
Beautiful. Thank you for inviting me. And I think it's something that a lot of people, the topic is really interesting because when someone would have told me, let's say 3 months ago, that why don't you write a book? I would say you're nuts. I don't know how to write. I don't know anything about it. So why should I write the book? But well, today we're here in totally different topic, and I have had a very good mentor, and I have had a very good experience, and I'm very happy to share all my experience with you, Angelica.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's been an amazing ride because as an entrepreneur, many of us want to be able to write a book. And we get stuck in the thought of writing it and not taking any action. And I know that you're big in choice, action, and voice, and writing a book, Ragne. I think that people, they write their message, they deliver their message, and people can actually find them because they have a voice in the book. They have a voice that people are looking for to kind of connect and have that, you know what, this person is going to transform my life. So I know that those are your words because I know that that's what World Women Conference is all about. So, what can you say? Why should people deliver their message?
To start with, then every person has a story. And what we lack is the lack of courage and think that what is so important about my life or my story. And sort of our belief system kicks in, and we're like, no, this is not good. I'm not good enough. But nevertheless, when we talk even with our friends, and when friends come to us and ask for their advice, we share our story with them. Oh yes, I have done that. For example, my background from working at the corporate world, I would be able to give the advice. So I think the us not believing in ourselves in a way that our voice and choice and our story counts is the main thing which sort of uh, is the main obstacle why we don't do it. But this is so fascinating if you see people from all over the world what they need to overcome in their daily lives. Like we can I give you an example. Last week I was interviewing a young girl from India, and she has now taken her mission to help the Indian women to have a decent time when they have periods, because so many kids and so many girls and women are missing out even from education or missing out of school days because they can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's when you start to see the things which people are really doing, and they are the hidden heroes because they do help their communities, they do the work, but yet they don't think that everything that they do counts, and it does.
It does.
And my message today, like if you are an entrepreneur or if you are a business owner, then you can change lives one by one. If you think that, oh, if I just take one person and I give that person a choice or a voice or an opportunity, that this doesn't count. It does, because you have been able to change one person's life. So if you do it, I do it, Angelica does it, it's already three
Mhm.
people. So I don't know how many you're watching now, but let's do the counting. In one day, how many lives we can change? And yes, your life and your story counts.
It does. And you know what? That's powerful, Ragne, because when we are transforming lives, it's the law of multiplication. When we write our message and we share our story, we transform people because people are like, oh my God, like I had no idea someone else was experiencing what I'm experiencing. And that's a big connection that we can make. And the law of multiplication basically says, if I touch one life, like you said, or we touch three lives, and it's going to multiply. And by the time you know, it's an expansion of reaching lives and transforming their lives, because that's what it's all about. Like I know, Ragne, that when I read the book, How I Can Heal My Life from Louise Hay, I mean, that was like the missing puzzle of my life. And it just transformed it in huge, huge ways. So I just want people to imagine if you write your story, you write a book, and that book transforms somebody's life, just like it did to me. I don't know if you recall a book or something you read that really touched you, Regna.
Oh, there has been a lot of turning points, books have had a lot to do with that, and they always come at the right time because then you're ready for them. And there are some books which you have read before and they didn't touch you or they didn't talk to you, and then yet you take that book years after, and you're like, oh my God, this is pure gold. Like, yeah, how did I miss that? Like, because
Yeah.
you were not ready, like your personal growth was not there. So that book didn't talk to you. And we never know. And what I always emphasize also with when I'm doing the interviews, that we never know when your story can be such inspiration and motivation to someone to take finally the action which they have been postponing for so long. So we can't underestimate the power of a story. And not
Mhm.
only that, what I have actually learned through, and I didn't understand, and everybody were talking about like journaling. Why don't you journal? Like, it's beautiful. And I'm like, so why do I need to waste my time on writing down all the things that were good and bad in my day? And I didn't see the value in the beginning. And then finally when it hit me, and it's always like, I think we always need to go through something bad in our lives in
Mhm.
order to, like, we don't take care of our health before something happens and we are like, the doctor told us, and then we start to do now.
Exactly.
And I think journaling and writing is also the best way. It's the best free therapy that you can have, because
Mhm.
you can release your emotions. Like the during the day, you, if you really start to be present and you have the awareness about yourself and about your day, how much your emotions really
Mhm.
are doing, like the American roller coaster, no? How
Right.
good and positive we have in one day, but we just need one bad news or one negative effect on something, and then we think that the day was bad.
Mhm.
What the journaling is really helping us to do is that you deconstruct your whole day. So you might be pretty surprised when you start to write down all those things, and then in the end you're going to say, oh, actually my day was absolutely amazing, but because of the final thing that happened and was negative, you have the memory that the day was bad. So
Mhm.
best way to really show your gratitude to your towards your life and towards yourself and the small victories that we have on daily basis. Take the journal. Write down every evening 3 things that you are grateful for, and write down the 5 things that you want to accomplish for the next day. This
Mhm.
is absolutely beautiful, and this gives you also the beginning for your book,
Exactly.
because your stories are there, and you can start to pick up, oh, that was a good example, that was a good experience, that was a good learning point, that was maybe not the best moment of my life, but what did I learn from that? And if
Mhm.
we don't do that, we will forget. It's like with the pictures. Now, if they're not in their phone, we don't remember even. And then you go maybe once a year or once in 5 years, and you start to go and see the pictures, no?
I like that. And, because it's true. The more that you write and that you collect your memories and what we consider stories, your stories are powerful because when you experience something in life, for those of you that are listening, it's like you find those stepping stones that you can share with other people later on in life. And the more you collect your stories, even when they invite you to speak, they're going to invite you to speaking engagement, you have these mini stories that you can bring out and share. And like Ragne says, it's like pictures, like you don't remember you have them until you go back and see it and you're like, oh, okay. But if you have this collection of stories, I think it's powerful. I like that, Ragne. Now, the other thing is that Ragne is, we are right now showcasing her El Autor Spotlight because she is writing an anthology with me and some other amazing authors. We're writing De Cero al Éxito, uh, Secretos de Empresarios Maestros, which will be in both languages soon. First, it's going to be in Spanish, and then we will translate it into English. And it's an amazing book because it's a um, collective writing where everybody has their own individualized stories and power, and they take their stories and they've branded it in such a way where we empower people to start from zero. A lot of times, Ragnar, people do have businesses and they failed and they have to start again, especially during this time. What do you want to share some of the things that we've been working on in that book to empower?
Well, I focused a lot, whether you already have a business or whether you are just starting, that I approached it in a way that if someone had given me this advice when I was 20 and I was starting my career, and the choices that I made at that time, because what really happens, as they say, we are born to our greatness, but then we are sort of pulled out of it. We are put the weight of the society on top of us, with selling us the beliefs and all those social values, that when we really stop and make the introspection, we will be so surprised and say, oh my God, those are not even my authentic values. Like,
Mhm.
why have been I'm climbing up this mountain, which in the end of the day, when you get to the top of the mountain, you say, oh my God, that was the wrong one. It doesn't matter for me. And I have my own experience with that, because I was working for a corporate company, which was servicing the Fortune 500. Incredible, in a sense, that incredible experience, incredible team, incredible everything. No, but the thing is that I had everything, but one thing. time.
Mm.
So I thought that this is what the success should be, and this is what the success is all about, because the society says that we need to chase the shiny things. So I was able to buy my own home. I was able to buy my dream car. I was able to have the clothes that I wanted, to eat at the finest restaurant, even if the food was bad. It was just because that's hip, that's fabulous, and everybody who is successful needs to go there. Until the day that one morning I just woke up looking at the mirror and I said, "Oh my God, like I don't like the person who's looking at me."
Mm-hmm.
Because all what I have always told, all my values, which is like taking care of my health, taking care of myself in a sense, personal growth, having time with my family, having time with my friends, those were in my mind my greatest values. Yet I was not able to allocate any time on them. Mm-hmm. So I said, what is the reality? Are my values to work until I literally get the heart attack in a corporate because I want to have those shiny things? Or I was so lost. I was like, what do I want? And that was a day that I was literally driving to the hospital. My blood pressure was very high. I was like, my heart was like, I felt that all my upper body was like hard.
Oh my God.
So I was literally in a very close moment to have a heart attack, because my days were very long for many years in a row. I kept on going, like the high performance teams, like you need to push more. Every month there is a higher goals and results that you need to get, so you just need to push. And I was just traveling within 4 countries. So there were days that I woke up and I was like, which country?
Where am I?
So that was my life, and I did enjoy it at the time when I was doing it. But that moment where you are pushed to take the break because your physical body cannot handle it anymore, then you start to think, okay, do I really want to leave that legacy behind? Like, what is my legacy? What is my purpose? I'm here for that purpose that a stock exchange company can say that, yes, we did those results. And I said, no. And when I was driving back from the doctor's office, I was actually seeing that there was a cruise ship leaving. Mm-hmm. So suddenly had the sensation in my brain. It's like, what if this is your life now, leaving? What if you have the heart attack just right now? Mm-hmm. What is something that you will leave behind? I could not answer. Mm-hmm. And I could not answer who I was and who I wanted to become for a long time. And the worst part is that there's a myth that we are searching for our purpose. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, stop searching for it. It's inside you. So start living it, with it. But that means that you really need to understand who you are authentically. And it's a lot of work, a lot of painful, as they say that the potential unexpressed ends up being your pain point, no? Mm-hmm. So when you go through that time in your life when you really ask those simple questions, which are not simple to answer, then you really get to the point that you're like, well, what, but why did I start with that? Or why did I do that for years?
Mhm.
And you can't really answer. And this is where I was focusing. I'm asking the questions on those people that will read the chapter, and talking about my own experience, and what are my 5 tactics to really create the love that the life that you live with purpose, and you are able to build your legacy.
Mhm, mhm. And the other thing is that when they're writing, when people begin to write, they will begin to leave their legacy. They will deliver their message. They'll deliver their story. Just like your story. Your story is very impactful where, you're thinking, how about if I have a heart attack? But then I'm sure that in that point of asking and having to search for yourself and see yourself in the future, things begin to change and your life transformed. So I know that those of you that are out there, you have a story, and I'm sure that you had a big aha moment, just like Ragne, that you're like, oh my God, like, oh, what am I doing? And your transformation starts. Well, people are waiting for your message, just like Ragne. Ragne has a beautiful message, beautiful story that she's going to be sharing, de cero al éxito, which is from zero to success. So, for those of you that are listening, stay tuned because the book will be published very, very soon. And not only that, we will invite you to participate in the mini course, and you will be able to ask Ragne questions um, face to face, because we will be having a master, um, what do you call it, mastermind session.
Mhm.
Yes, where you can connect with experts like Ragne. And Ragne is an amazing lady. She is the founder of World Women Conference and Awards, as well as Starpreneurs. I mean, I can go on and on with the amazing things that she does. So if you are ready to connect, I mean, you just have to stay tuned because this will be your opportunity to ask Ragne during that mastermind session questions. So I hope that you join us because a moment like this will not exist. When you're with Ragne, it's about other things because she's always on the go, she's interviewing you or other stuff. But this mastermind is the one-to-one session. Well, one to a few because it is a mastermind. So you have to stay tuned. Now, Ragne, I know that you have incredible opportunities out there for top leaders. I mean, do you want to send out a message to someone out there?
Yeah, I would just scratch the surface what World Women Conference and Awards is all about. But we're gathering the main vision for it is to really celebrate the innovative and extraordinary women that. And really raise the global women community that is active force in social, economic, and cultural development of our nations. And when we see everything which is going on, I think that we are in a very timely manner in the right place at the right time. And also, if we talk about more and we dig dive a little more about the mission, then that we also want to reposition women for high performance and improved leadership and strong participation in the economic and social development of the society. And that's why we are really, really digging deep in our communities. Wherever our leaders are, they are the person who are the person of significance, who make the most of the impact, and which really make the differences that we need. There's so many people that want to be on the picture, but so little of those that actually do the work. So we have been very lucky to start to find the hidden heroes that are doing the work, and we want to take those untold stories to to wider public. So So if you want to know them, please contact me and join the biggest and the foremost international gathering of women leaders. So we are waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. And I strongly suggest that you connect with her. Now, Ragne, before we end, this is a calling for any authors that want to write. And specifically, we're writing anthologies because anthology is an easier way, faster way to write rather than waiting to write that full book. This is one chapter. So I'm inviting anybody and everybody that's listening, if you we're flirting with that idea of writing a book, then write an anthology with me. There's different topics that we can write, but the next one is basically on mindset experts. Those entrepreneurs that rediscovered mindset strategies during time of crisis. I mean, what did you have to go to? So I'm inviting you to join. Why do you think they should join, Ragne? What benefits have you gotten, and why would you recommend people to connect with me?
One, and I think the best thing is that you overcome your fear. You overcome yourself and just challenge yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do this. If I could do it, you can do it. And the second thing is also, it also creates an incredible community. All the authors which are there, they all have their story, and to get to know those people which are from all over the world, it's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful experience. But what I like about Angelica's project the most is that she's a very good mentor, and she really gives you the step-by-step guide how to do it. I have been invited to different projects to do so, and that has not been the case. So you're sort of you sign up, and then you're like, okay, that's the deadline to send your chapter, and then you're like, oh. What should I do now? Let's start to Google. How do I write my chapter now? So this is what I really enjoyed and continuously enjoying is that Angelica is really truly there throughout the whole process, and she gives you really the tools in order to get to the finish line.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ragne. So I really want to thank you, Ragne, for taking your time to being here on El Autor Spotlight, because I know you are extremely busy. But again, for those of you that are strong leaders that really want to impact and make a difference, and you want to voice and create a strong community, connect with Ragne Sinkas. She's an amazing leader. And if you are wanting to write, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can connect with me for writing. And I do hold you by the hand until you complete that project. And it's a challenge. It's a 90-day challenge where you have to write it in 90 days. There's no such thing of, let me think when I'll start. Let me see, maybe next year, maybe 2 years. No, it's in 90 days, and you will be an international author. You're not just going to be an author, because our purpose is for you to be known. Visibility and exposure, it's a big goal. And that's where we're going to get you. So again, thank you, Ragne, for everything. And I want to thank everybody for listening. Put replay, #replay, and we're asking that you share, like, comment, or ask any question, and we'll come back and view it. Thank you.
Exactly. Sharing is caring. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us and make notes.
Yes. See ya.
Bye.